Warren Fiscal Court, Friday, January 22nd, 2021. It's now called to order, and I want to welcome Esquire Ron Cummings, who's going to offer prayer and lead us in the pledge immediately following. Esquire Cummings.
Thank you, Judge. Would you all pray with me? Dear Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, thank you for today, Lord. We just thank you for New Year's. We thank you for new opportunities. Lord, we come to you today as servants for Warren County. May you look over all of us that are affiliated to leadership and so forth within Warren County. Lord, we feel so blessed to live where we live, and we're thankful for all that you do in our lives. As you look after us, Lord, may we make wise decisions that are pleasing to you, and may we never forget the reason and the fact that you came and died for our sins. Lord, thank you so much for everything you do. Be with us, pay protection over our families, and Lord, all the things in your most precious heavenly name. Amen.
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 I pledge allegiance
To the
To
flag
the flag
of the
of the
United
United
States
States of America,
and
to the republic for which it stands,
one
One
nation,
one nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
and
with
justice.
liberty and justice for all.
All righty. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Esquire Lawrence,
Here.
Esquire Gorman,
Here.
Esquire Payne,
Here.
Esquire Young,
Here.
Esquire Cummings,
Here.
Esquire McWhorter.
Here.
All right. First, we need to approve the minutes of the fiscal court meeting of January 8th, 2021.
So move, Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young to
Second
approve.
by Cummings.
Second by Squire Cummings. Any additions or corrections to the minutes? Anyone? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Next item is to approve work schedule for Warren County Road Department.
So moved. Motion to approve, Squire Lawrence.
I think it was Squire Lawrence,
Second order.
second McWhorter. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We need to approve personnel changes for Warren County.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second, Squire Lawrence.
second by Squire Lawrence. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 7 is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2101, rezoning property at 0 and 3354 Hunts Bend Road from agriculture and residential estate to residential estate, containing approximately 6.346 acres, presently owned by Andrew Scott and Jennifer Brooks and Ronald and Betty Brooks.
McWhorter approves.
Motion by Squire McWhorter,
Second, Squire Young.
second by Squire Young. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 8 is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2102, rezoning property at 0 and 325 Lewis Road from agriculture and residential estate to residential estate containing approximately 6.1108 acres and presently owned by Brandon McKinney, and the applicants are Christian Chandler and Justin Brown.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings.
Second by Squire Payne.
Second by Squire Payne. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Just one second. Okay, sorry. Next item is to approve the 211 report for December 2020.
So moved. Motion to approve, Squire Lawrence.
Motion to approve by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 10 is to approve easement for a school bus turnaround at 1755 Little Beaver Creek Road.
Motion by
So
Squire
moved,
Lawrence.
Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We need to approve the first reading of ordinance 2103, establishing Stewart Farm Avenue, Merrill Circle, Spartan Street, Round Bale Avenue, Spartan Court, and Merrill Street, located in Stewart Farms subdivision as county roads, authorizing maintenance thereon and setting speed limits thereon.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings.
Second, Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 12 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2104, establishing Bryan Lane, Crabtree Lane, Macy Street, and Chris Street, located in Crabtree subdivision as county roads and authorizing maintenance thereon and setting speed limits thereon.
So moved, McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter,
Second by Cummings.
second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve determination in the amount of $1,855 to Pi Barker Fire and Safety for Block 6 parking structure, fire inspection and replacement of missing sprinkler heads and winch in fire cabinet as needed.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by, is that Squire Cummings?
Yes, sir.
Second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Does anyone know what happened to the winch?
It's not a winch, it's a wrench.
It's a wrench.
A wrench. Oh, Lord.
There's a difference. See, we got our fire and safety expert here on the
I think so.
court.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm glad he can vote.
That's the first one in many years, that's right. I got nothing, yeah.
I was wondering why you needed a winch there. Anyway, the winch or the wrench and the fire cabinet, and the missing sprinkler obviously is an emergency determination, so that's the reason this was handled as an emergency. We have a motion and a second.
For an emergency determination.
What?
It needs to be an emergency determination. They
Right.
need a motion for an emergency.
So, who made the motion?
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Cummings second.
Okay, is it fine with you guys to change this to an emergency determination and the amount, approve the emergency determination and the amount of?
Yes, it's fine to amend my motion for that.
All righty,
Equal the second, as long as we're not bringing a winch in.
all righty. Okay, any questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 14 is to approve the first reading of ordinance 2105, authorizing a lighting agreement between Warren Rural Electric Cooperative Corporation and Burr and Jones LLC as Kentucky Limited Liability Company as the developer and owner of Poplar Grove subdivision phases 1 and 2.
Motion by
So,
Cummings.
McWhorter.
Okay, I think that was Squire Cummings has made the motion and
Yes.
Squire Young, second? Is that right?
McWhorter second.
McWhorter, second, all right. Still a little bit confusing to me here on the, all right, so we have any discussion or questions on this? There being none, please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am. Martina?
Martine there? All right. Item number 15 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2106, rezoning property located at 2137 and a portion of 2191 Glen Lily Road and 0 Alta Vista Way from residential estate and light industrial to heavy industrial containing approximately 35.61 acres and presently owned by Stewart Ritchie Construction Company.
So move, Squire Young.
Motion by
Second by
Squire
Squire
Young.
Lawrence.
Second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve the 2021 affiliation agreement for the Warren County Technical Rescue Team.
Motion by Gorman.
Motion by Squire
Second
Gorman,
by Squire Lawrence.
second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions?
I look at all those screens real good, because there's one or two.
Someone
Yeah,
asking a
don't
question or? No?
No,
Oh,
that was-
okay, all right. No questions, please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Selling some Tupperware, be careful.
Item number 17 is to approve determination in the amount of $16,105 to Rex's Cycle Shop, Inc. for a Polaris Ranger side-by-side for the Warren County Technical Rescue Team. 3 quotes were solicited, and this was the lowest and best quote. And just for the record, make sure we understand this is not Rex McWhorter's, has nothing to do with Rex McWhorter, correct?
Absolutely not.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion by Gorman.
Motion by Squire
Second by
Gorman.
Lawrence.
Second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 18 is to approve contract for professional services between Warren County Fiscal Court and the Barren River Area Development District regarding the Men's Addiction Recovery Center.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings.
Second by Squire Lawrence.
Second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 19 is to make part of the record the certificate of liability insurance for Southern Health Partners and Bluegrass Network LLC and Bluegrass Telecom LLC. If there are no objections, that's hereby ordered to be entered into the record. Item number 20 is to grant authority to advertise for the Division for Environmental Planning and Assistance cleanup of illegal open dumps in Warren County. And the source is 2021 Kentucky Pride illegal open dump cleanup grant, 75%. And Warren County Department of Environmental Protection Agency is responsible for the 25%.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
So a motion by Squire Lawrence,
Second, Squire Young.
second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions?
I really like the ads that they've been running on TV lately. They're really effective. Good job.
I couldn't catch that, Ron.
I was saying, I like the advertisements they've been running on TV lately, the Warren County for dump site. I mean, I've seen a bunch of them and they look good and they were well done.
I hope Mr. Reagan's on here I think he's primarily responsible for that, that advertisement, and I agree. It was very professional, looked great. Any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Item number 22 is to approve the purchase of a Toro Sand Pro Infield grooming machine from ABI in the amount of $23,289. The machine we have right now is old, and cost to repair outweighs the cost of the new one. This is a sole service provider, and it's purchased for Warren County Parks Department.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire
Second,
Cummings. Second by, who was that?
McWhorter.
Second by Squire McWhorter. Any other discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Porter.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge. 21.
Item 21.
Yeah, budget transfers.
Oh, item number 21 is to approve the budget transfers for Warren County.
Motion by
So
Squire
moved, Squire
Lawrence.
Young.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item number 23 is to approve the determination of the amount of $5,207 to Braze Window Cleaning LLC to clean windows at the Justice Center. $4,307 of it for the Justice Center, and then $900 of it is for the courthouse. There were 3 quotes requested, and this is the only one we received.
So moved, Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young,
Second, McWhorter.
second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item number 24 is to approve the determination in the amount of $26,219.29 from Equipment Depot for a scissors lift for the new tennis facility for Warren County Parks. There are 3 quotes listed, and this is the lowest and best quote.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second, Gorman.
second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions?
What is the need for a scissor lift?
Hey, Mark, what we'll be using the scissor lifts for is we'll be doing annual, yearly, and monthly inspections of all the mechanical hardware in regards to the motors, all the cabling that's going to be in the new facility. We do that currently in the existing gyms with our portable lifts. The only issue is in the newer facility, the ceiling height is going to be substantially higher.
Thank you.
It's primarily safety, access and safety.
I'm sorry, Judge. I'm sorry.
Any
What was
other
that?
question? I was just saying that, so the primary reason is the ceiling height for access to the motors and equipment because of the ceiling height and for safety. You don't want to get up there with something else.
Absolutely, and then we're also going to be able to use this lift to do repairs to any parking lot lighting at any one of our regional parks. That will help us with lift costs at all of our facilities. So we'll be able to do maintenance on all of our parking lot lighting throughout the system.
That'll probably pay for it right there. All righty, any other questions? We have a motion and a second. Ms. Hale?
Yes, sir.
No other questions. Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 25 is to approve the determination in the amount of $1,013 to Young's Electric Heating and Cooling for a new battery for the generator at the Warren County Courthouse.
So move, McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter,
Second Cummings.
second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 26 is to approve the determination in the amount of $3,447 to Young's Electric Heating and Cooling for oil changes and service to the generators of the Warren County Justice Center and the Warren County Courthouse. The Justice Center is $2,000.27, and the courthouse is $1,420.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings to approve,
Second by Squire Lawrence.
second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or question?
James cost us a lot of money today.
James can't answer any
Sorry.
questions, he said.
Do we have a, agreement with Young's Electric to do the service or do the inspection every year?
In years in the past, when Brian Gerenswall was here and Ronnie and Travis put together a package that bid out, and they got the contract several years ago. I think Travis and Ronnie's actually working on another thing to start a rebid on all these. So it's kind of a continuation of that. So there's really not a contract, but it's kind of a continuation of what we had.
So in that, it's not part of the, we don't have anybody that does an annual inspection.
They do. They are the ones.
Okay, we do have somebody under contract to do an
Yeah.
annual
I don't think it's actually a written contract. They got the lowest contract bid several years ago, and it's kind of been one of those things where they just continued on each year doing it.
I'm just curious if you have, what's in that contract? They don't, all they do is furnish a manpower to do the inspection?
That's it. They actually come around and start each one of them, put it through its load, change the oil once a year, filters, batteries. Of course, if they put a part on, it's extra. That's why we wrote up the contract in the years past.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? There being none, please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 27 is to approve the audit report for the Warren County Regional Jail. There are no findings in the financials review, and says here this was a perfect report. If this is a perfect report, this would be the first one I've ever seen anywhere. But congratulations, Jailer Harmon. You've accomplished the first in the state of Kentucky.
Well, I was going to be disappointed and offended by your comments, but I'm going to look forward. I'm going to take the high road on this, Judge. What I do want to say is for many years, there was one item on our financial report and it had to do with inmate accounts, money that's put on their account when they come into the facility, not being able to pull a report immediately of what money is owed to which inmate. And so when we switched to a different jail management system in 2018, we were able to correct all of those issues with the way that we did the financing. So, and it's not at my hand, it's at the hand of the ladies that work in the administration and Major Tracy Davis. They've been able to correct the one issue on that financial report that has been there for years before I came here. We were able, with the new system, to take care of it. So we're excited about it, and definitely I want to give them high praise for their efforts in getting it corrected.
Well, I'm very, very happy about that. I mean, I really wasn't sure we were ever going to get that totally accomplished, but congratulations. Good job. Okay, so do we have a motion to approve?
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second McWhorter.
second Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne. Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, for me too, Brenda.
Thank you.
Item number 28 is to approve the proposed changes in the Warren County Sheriff's Policy Manual to be effective February 1st of 2021.
So moved, McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter,
Second by Squire Payne.
second by Squire Payne. Any other questions, discussion?
I just want to say thanks to Sheriff Hightower for getting that out to us like a week and a half ago, so we had a chance to really read all 7,000 pages. But I do thank you for getting it out early so we could review it. So appreciate it.
Well, you're more than welcome. Major Wiles did a good job of putting that together, and that's really the model policy committee from CAECO and all that put that a lot of that together. And that it's things we already do, but it just more specifically puts it in our policy, the duty to intervene, and chokeholds, no-knock search warrants, all those things, early intervention systems. It just puts it into writing. So glad you read through it all, and now it is in our policy.
All right, thank you, Sheriff. Any other questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 29 is to grant authority to advertise for bids for preventive maintenance contract for HVAC and mechanical services at White and Buchanan Parks gyms.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Okay, Squire Lawrence.
Second, Gorman.
Move to approve, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 30 is to approve the 2021 updated employee handbook for the Warren County Parks Department.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
I'm not sure, but I think that was,
Lawrence, I think.
I think that Squire Lawrence moved to approve and second by Squire Young.
That'll work.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
okay. Any questions or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 31 is to approve Barron approve Barron County office supply for the new tennis facility furnishing in the amount of $43,664.56. This was at state price contract. Do we have anyone?
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings to approve.
Second, Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 32 is to approve the fleet changes for the Warren County Parks Department.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Squire Lawrence moved to approve. Second.
Second, Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 33 is to approve repairs for the Case 580 backhoe in the amount of $25,275.38 to Diamond Equipment for the Warren County Road Department. This was deemed an emergency repair, so this is this to approve emergency determination.
So moved, Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions?
Yeah, I just curious, $25,000, what happened to it that needed $25,000 worth of repairs?
Best we can tell, we use this backhoe to load trucks with salt and move the salt around in the salt barn. My understanding is that the intake system sucked up enough salt through the filters that it did some damage to the cylinder walls. So this is for an engine removal and rebuild and replace.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 34 is to approve the agreement with Compulsion Corporation in the amount of $1,500 for the renewal of the annual software upgrade and support. This is a single source priced from the government law enforcement sales, and it's totally funded by the forfeiture account. No cost to the general fund.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second, Squire Young.
second by Squire Young. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Ma'am.
Item number 35 is to approve the financial reports for the Woodburn Volunteer Fire Department from July 2020 through January of 2021.
Motion by Cummings.
So
Motion-
moved, Gorman.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions?
Just want to compliment Jack and them on doing a great job out there in Woodburn.
They are. I see that Mr. Wright is on with us today, too. Great job, Jack. I assume you're still the treasurer at that facility.
I appreciate the kind words from both of you. And effective our last board meeting, I have retired.
Oh, you have? Well,
I'm going to pursue my accounting degree in earnest, and my job at church as treasurer and my job at the fire department, I'm resigning in order to pursue the accounting degree wholeheartedly.
We don't accept it.
Well, that's a kind thing to say. I'll be around. I'm still on the board, and I'll be helping Christy, who's taking over. And the other thing, as I spoke with you about at the last fiscal court meeting, was the retirement board for the Kentucky Retirement System Board of Trustees. I really appreciate everybody's encouragement and support in that regard, and I look forward to possibly serving the citizens of the Commonwealth in that position also.
Hope so. Thank you so much. Good luck, Jack. Any questions? Have a motion and a second. I forgot who made that motion and second.
Cummings made the motion. Gorman second.
Gorman second. Okay. All right. No other questions. Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 36 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2107, amending the budget of Warren County.
So moved, McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter,
Second by Squire Lawrence.
second Squire Lawrence. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 37 is to approve a change order in the amount of $34,700 to My Projects LLC for renovation of 1141 State Street. This is paid for through the stormwater management funds.
So move, Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
And now we need to pay the bills. Will the treasurer please present the claims to the court?
General Fund, $1,771,377. Road Fund, $149,529. Jail Fund, $329,237. And Stormwater Fund, $62,870. If you have to answer any questions.
All right. We have any questions?
Make a motion, we pay the claims as submitted. Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young, to pay claims as submitted.
Second, McWhorter.
Second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
All right. Sheriff Hightower, you have anything?
Yes, Judge. Yes. Hopefully everybody is doing well. Just want to let you know they're completing here in the next probably week and a half, our fee audit, tax audit, everything looks good with those. So they'll be finishing those from the state. Right at this point, we're right at 97% collected for 2020 taxes. And for our magistrates, I know you'll be happy to hear this, is we are waiting on a speed trap he had purchased the end of last year. So that should be in hopefully in the next few weeks, and we will be getting that out into your all's areas and some of the designated high-speed areas. And so that'll bring some, I think, some visual relevance to people who are going or exceeding the speed. And we're going to be following that up with deputies out there enforcing those speed limits as well. So otherwise, we're just, I know a large majority of our staff received the Moderna vaccination about 3 weeks ago. So in another few weeks, we'll get our second round of that, and hopefully a few weeks after that, then at least we'll be about 95% inoculated. So continue to struggle with folks in and out having symptoms of that or actually having COVID themselves. But otherwise, we're moving along, and I thank the courts and you, Judge, for everything y'all do.
Thank you, Sheriff. Appreciate you. Ms. Yates?
Morning, Judge.
How are you?
Everything's good here in the clerk's office, and everyone's healthy. So, hey, it's a good day right now. The sun's shining.
Yeah, you never would have thought this time of year ago that you would have just been thankful that everyone in the office is healthy. Thank you very much, Lynette.
Thank you, Judge.
Jailer Harmon?
Thank you, Judge. I'll just echo what Ms. Yates said. I don't have any, knock on wood, I don't have any staff right now that are positive, and the ones that wanted vaccines have received them. We're still working on convincing some of the others. And in the inmate population, we're down to single-digit positive cases, so that's a huge blessing. And of the high number of positives that we had, only 3 ended up in the hospital, and none of them were life-threatening, and have all since made parole or been released. So I think we're on the downhill slide of our COVID outbreak. However, we're paying extra attention to new intakes that come in and looking for housing options until they're either tested or it's been at least 14 days. So still battling that here, but definitely in a lot better shape than we were this time last month. So looking forward to a better 2021. So thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you very much, Stephen. I'm glad y'all finally got over that hump. That was a little bit scary, but it was amazing. To the best of my knowledge and belief, you were the second to the last jail in the entire state to have any of your population infected. And I think the other one, which was Davis County, came down with several the very next day. So you held up pretty doggone well in the way that you protected your staff and your inmates. So congratulations. Everybody at your house doing well?
Everybody's doing well. And Jailer Maglinger in Davies County and I compared notes even the 10 days I was homesick, and we were ping-ponging as far as numbers were concerned. So I think he's cleaning up and on the downhill slide of it as well. So we're both lucky at this point.
Thank you very much, Steve. Mr. Comer.
Thank you, Judge. Everything's going well at the parks.
Well, are you I see you have your N95 on. Do you have other people in the office with you?
No, I actually have a family member having surgery today, so trying to multitask here a little bit.
I totally understand. Well, our prayers are with all your family.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Moore?
Thank you, Judge. Just wanted to give you a quick couple numbers. Back in late November, essentially the beginning of December, we approved 2 private contractors to do some litter pickup for us.
Yeah.
So I've got some numbers to share. In the last, I'll say 6 weeks, we've covered about 65 miles and picked up about 1,210 bags of trash. But we've also got numerous, bulky items that we always get, couches, TVs, and the like, some tires. But we've actually kind of got into a little bit of a slow go. We're working on Veterans Parkway, Veterans Memorial Parkway, as it wraps around the north end. And there's an area we found behind some guardrail. I guess just the way the wind blows, it's a very large, thick amount of trash and litter to be picked up. So that's taking a little longer. But we were trying to get all of the main state routes that get the most visibility first and branch off when we can. But those 2 contractors are working out very, very well. May look at picking up a third just because, we've still got a lot of demand from the citizens to get out on areas that we just haven't gotten to yet. So that's working well, but I just want to give you an update and encourage anybody or in particular the magistrates, if you hear anything, to let Stan or I know, and we'll try to get somebody over there as quick as we can.
Hey, Josh, how did the roundabout finish out? You got it completed and curbing put on?
I'd like to say it's gets to a point where it's completed, but yes, the curb went in. We had that snow of all things, but it did go in, and our dressing of behind the curb had to be done in kind of inclement weather. So we may have to go back when things turn a little warmer and clean up a little bit. But yeah, it seemed to work well. Like I said, it's definitely the method of slowing people down. It's definitely doing that. I've spoken to several of the neighbors that live right there on the corners, and they say it's amazing how much people have had to slow down because they can't just whip around that curve and floor it, and actually the delays in traffic haven't been bad. We're not backing up in front of anybody's driveways anymore. So I think those things that we were targeting doing have worked well. It's still a learning curve for the traveling public on how to negotiate a roundabout, but I think we're making good headway.
All right. Thank you very much, Josh. Mr. Young's not on today. Mr. Pearson is not on. Travis?
Hey, good morning, Judge.
How are you, sir?
Just good. How about yourself? Everything
Good.
trying to stay healthy, I guess?
Oh, yeah.
Just to give everybody an update, we're still trying to work on a vaccination site for the county and in coordination with the state and trying to get that started up. But right now, our demand for the vaccine is much higher than the supply that we're receiving. So we're still working to get that for our county. Once we get some more answers and some more info coming down from the state, we'll be sure to send that out from our office.
Okay. Thank you. I understand we should be hearing something in the next few days, so look forward to hearing something out of the governor's office of emergency management, health department. Thank you very much, Travis.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Loving. Mr. Loving was on a few minutes ago and had to leave.
No, I'm here, but really have nothing to add. We're all well. I actually got my second vaccination Wednesday, and no real issues. So a couple of weeks from now, I'm going to feel a lot safer. But we're still at 100% of our detectives are vaccinated now, awaiting their second one. So we're back to business as usual, or at least pretty close, with still using precautions.
Yeah, I think I would recommend we continue to use masks and social distancing. Remember, these vaccinations, even though they're going to be good, as long as we have the huge percentage of the people that haven't been vaccinated, we have to assume that 5 or 6% that exposure you could have could end up sick again, even after the second shot.
Yeah, and you're certainly correct. Sometimes, though, that's difficult to do for cops, but
I understand.
They are using precautions, and certainly we appreciate the help from the health department and particularly the medical center in turning out the numbers they have down there. I'm told they've vaccinated about 10,000 people through there, so that's just outstanding.
Yeah, it is outstanding. We appreciate their service. Between them, the health department, and Greenview, there have been an extraordinary number of people that have had at least their first vaccinations, and some of them, a lot of the healthcare workers are on their second or have had their second. But thank you so much, Tommy.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. I see Mr. Branstedter's on here. I'm kind of mad at him, but I'm going to go ahead and listen to whatever he has to say today anyway. Mr. Brandstetter, do you have anything you want to share?
Yeah, thank you, Judge. We're just working hard trying to get as much of this new stuff on as we can. I've been working hard trying to help them get the assessments done. I'd like to thank Mr. Sargent for being kind to me in my article the other day. I asked him not to print everything I said, and he didn't. Other than that, thanks for the relationship we've had with all the departments, the fiscal court, and yourself and your office, and hope the next PBA has enjoys the same privileges. And I want to thank the people of Warren County and Bowling Green for the faith and confidence they've had in my staff and myself for 14 years. And I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my staff for their loyalty and hard work for 14 years. Yeah. So other than that, we're just trying to get stuff finished, wound down, trying to get a new computer program in this week or next week so it can be turned on hopefully before I leave. And then as of next Friday, I'm out of here.
I sure hate that, Bob. Everyone's going to miss you in county government, of course, and everyone in your office. You've been a pleasure to work with for my office, for the clerk's office, the sheriff's office, and all of city and county government, and for me personally. Really going to miss having you haunt me right above my head up here.
Well, thank you. I'll still be in the county. So.
All right. Well, come back and see us. Your last day is the 31st?
Yes. Yeah, last day in office, 29th, next Friday.
Well, congratulations, Bob.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Appling?
Everything going good, Judge. As far as I know, I still need to get a couple of my staff vaccinated, but that'll come up later, I guess. As soon as they're made available, we'll be able to get that going. But we've been pretty fortunate. Nobody's has been exposed. I was exposed, but I luckily didn't get it. But everything's running smooth right now.
Good deal. Thank you, Bob. Mr. Peterson.
Thank you, Judge. Just everything's going good. We did compile our end of year numbers, and as far as planning commission and board activity, it was our second highest year of activity, second only to 2017. You know, I guess it's a bright spot in the midst of all this, but if anybody's interested in those numbers, we have published those on our newsletter. If anybody wants to look at those at warrenpc.org, then if you just click newsletter at the top, then we have an article there on our end of year numbers, but everything's going good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ben. I appreciate you, and I hope 2021 ends up bigger than 2020 for your office.
Yes.
I hope it's much smaller in other ways, but very appreciative of the hard work y'all have done throughout all of this pandemic. Mr. Markram.
Thank you, Judge, Court. Appreciate it very much.
Okay. Thank you, James. Thank you for all the hard work you do. And I was hoping that Mr. Lackey was going to be on here today, but let me just say the work that Operation Pride is doing right now on our interchanges is phenomenal. It is really going to be a game changer for our public image throughout the nation. Everyone who drives up and down the interstate daily, approximately 22 million people a year, will be driving past our interchanges, and all 5 of our interchanges are going to be markedly better looking, more well kept, and better landscaped, and they're going to stand out in the minds of everyone who travels up and down I-65. So I believe it. Operation Pride's made a difference for 25 years plus, but the great work that they've done on our interchanges and they're doing on our interchanges is going to be something that will be lasting, and it's going to really set us apart from every other community up and down the interstate. So we're very thankful for the great work that they've done, particularly Johnny Webb has really taken this personally. He and 3 or 4 others have put in a significant amount of their own money in this. This is not public money going into all this. I don't want to start naming the names, but there's 3 or 4 who've put in extraordinary amounts, and then there are some companies and businesses who put in smaller individual amounts, but the cumulative effect has been phenomenal. And I'm very appreciative of it, and I think it's going to make a difference in the business community here, and I believe it will make a difference into the type of people who want to move to Bowling Green, Warren County. So I'm very appreciative of this. I think it will pay us great dividends for a long time. So I wanted to make sure everyone recognized what's happening. Right now, they're only working on 3 of the interchanges, 3 of the 5, the 3 center ones, but the 2 outer ones, 20 and 30, will be the gateway improvements, and they will really stand out. They will be kind of the entrance into our county from both directions, and they're going to be very impressive when they're finished. But they haven't started working on those 2 yet. But anyway, do we have Squire Payne? I see you're on here, and we welcome you back today. You had a little surgery here right before the last meeting, and we missed you. I hope that you're doing well.
Well, it's a slow recovery, but I'm doing well. I'm glad to be back. I still got a little bit of pain, but I've always had a little bit of pain in me.
Was it a whole lot less pain than you had before you had the surgery? That's the question.
Everything that I went in to have done, all the pain I had in my legs and my back and my hip, that's all gone.
Awesome.
The only surgery the only thing I have now that is where they did the actual surgery.
Yeah.
Did the surgery in my back, but they went through my stomach.
Wow. Well, that's pretty amazing. Anyway, we're glad to have you back. Anything you want to share with the rest of the court and public?
I went and got my first virus shot yesterday at the health department.
Good.
They're doing a wonderful job down there.
They really are. They really are. I'm glad you got that done. I think most of the rest of the court members have, but glad you got that done. We're glad to have you back.
Well, glad to be back, Judge.
Okay. Squire Lawrence.
Yeah, Judge, I'm glad to see Tony come back too. I'm glad he's healing up real good. I wanted to say thanks to Chris Coomer and his whole Parks and Rec guys. They were outside yesterday working at the courthouse. I came in down there and they were just sweating. I think they had 28 bags of leaves and refuse that they picked up out there, just in that little small area next to the courthouse. But I mean, they're doing a great job, and I appreciate it.
They are.
Good to see everybody.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Tom. See, Squire Cummings.
Thank you, Judge. Just want to say a couple things. Like everybody else said already, great to see Tony. Glad you're feeling well better, my friend, and wish you nothing but the best. Glad they didn't go through my stomach because they might still be looking for my back, but I appreciate that. Did want to say happy retirement to Bob. I think he said it right earlier that Don Sargent made him look a lot better than he really was. And that's always nice when the media can do that for you. But I want to say thanks, Bob, for all you've done. 14 years, and you will be missed. And I just want to congratulate you and wish you the happiest retirement you can have. So besides that, just looking forward to us maybe sometime getting back to in-person meetings again. We know that might be a while, but I'm looking forward to see all the guys and ladies and so forth. But just thanks to those two, and just everybody be safe and smart.
Thank you, Squire Cummings. Squire Young.
Thank you, Judge. Just to echo what some other comments, glad Tony's doing better. We want to thank Bob for his service through the years and happy retirement, my friend. Also, I want to shout out to my lovely wife. We celebrated our 49th wedding anniversary yesterday. And a personal request from anybody listening, if y'all see Judy out, thank her for putting up with me for 49 years.
It's amazing. It is totally amazing. I think that everyone should thank Judy for putting up with you for.
I agree.
Each day.
30 minutes.
Happy anniversary, Mark.
Thank you, sir.
Squire McWhorter.
Yes, sir. Good luck to you, Bob. I've known Bob for at least 40 years. He left Federal Land Bank, and I took over his position as a branch manager at Federal Land Bank 40-some years ago. Anyway, so we've known each other for a long time, and he's been a blessing to our county. And Tony, glad to have you back. Oh, thank you.
Squire Gorman.
Judge, good to be with everyone. Again, Bob, thanks for a great career, and thanks for all you've done for Warren County. So best of luck, and you'll enjoy the retirement. Tony, great to see you, and I'm glad you're on the mend and doing better. That's big time. We mentioned it earlier, Judge, but I want to thank, he's not on here, but Stephen Harmon. That was an unbelievable job to get that account settled, straightened up, and not be on the audit. Rather than say, well, it is what it is, and it's always going to be there. He tackled that and took care of that. So thanks, Steve, for doing that. And also Squire Young, that might be the cheapest anniversary present I've ever heard in my life. I'm not going to do anything for my wife, but if you see her, thank her for putting up with me. I'm praying you did something other than what the announcement you just made. But happy anniversary to you, and good to see you.
I'm not going to follow up on that.
There we go. Oh.
Oh yeah. Now we're talking.
She made cookies and I ate them.
I'll go ahead and say it. I'm hoping I know where those flowers are from, but.
County Attorney Milliken.
Thank you, Judge. Happy anniversary to the Youngs. That 49 years is a great accomplishment. We're certainly glad Tony's back and feeling better. I'm glad the surgery worked. And I want to wish the happiest retirements to Bob. We started together, essentially. We ran together, and we were on the same ticket. And so we were friends then, and we've grown very close, and he's going to be extremely missed. I'm not sure everyone really understands what a great job he did and has done for the citizens of Warren County and for Warren County government. So we will have some big shoes to fill. So we're going to miss him.
I totally agree. Treasurer Burrow.
Thank you, Judge.
County Clerk Hale.
I've had my first COVID shot, due for my second one on February the 1st.
All right. Congratulations. I'm glad you got that done.
Thank you, Judge.
Deputy Judge Smith. Okay, I agree. Congratulations again, Bob. Okay. All right, our next regularly scheduled fiscal court meeting is Friday, February 12th, 2021 at 9 a.m., and it will be by Zoom as well. Those of you who've got an opportunity between now and then to get your second shot, please do. If you haven't gotten your first one, please do. And Bob, I want to tell you how much all the people in Warren County, whether they've ever met you or not, they're going to miss the great job that you've done, because you've made a difference to all the people in Warren County, and we're going to miss you, pal.
Our main goal was try to be fair and equitable with everybody. Of course, I know there's some out there that won't feel that way, but that was, service was our main mission. So I feel good about that. So thank you. Thanks to all of you.
Is any other business to be brought before this body?
Move we adjourn?
Motion to adjourn by
We
Squire
have,
Lawrence.
I think it's Squire McWhorter that moved to adjourn, and second by Squire Lawrence. Thank you all.
Easement.